Well, as we get into the afternoon hours on this weather alert day, again, unfortunately, going to have to extend that winter weather advisory here. The National Weather Service has extended it and actually added a few more counties to those purple shaded counties. Again, that's where we're seeing some slick spots developing. They're likely going to stick with us here as we get through this afternoon. That goes all the way until 6 o'clock. Checking in on that radar. And again, most of the bands, at least the ones that are showing up, are right along I-70. Still seeing some, though, living underneath that radar beam, trying to fill in up around Macon. Again, where we've seen kind of more of that snow falling a little more consistently has been in some of our eastern counties, but I think that's more of an artifact of just being closer to that radar site here in St. Louis. Checking in up north, I mentioned, though, it's coming down pretty good around places like Macon. This is a live look here as we get into that lunchtime hour, and this is kind of the problem here. Not only is it reducing that visibility, it's also leading to some slick conditions as cold as some of those roadways are. And as we get into the next couple of hours, we're still going to be hanging on to some of that here, especially up north, along and north of I-70, where we've got that best chance at seeing those snow showers throughout the afternoon. Into this evening, I think we've got at least one more round in us here. Now, again, whether or not we can see that turn in as we get into Thursday, we'll have to be tracking that closely as we get into tonight. But certainly don't get used to those roads dramatically improving. Again, you see these temperatures hanging out in the teens and close to the single digits. Tomorrow, maybe the warmest day we've seen thus far this week, with a chance to run into the 20s here as we move a lot of that moisture out of mid-Missouri. Unfortunately, though, that is not going to be the trend we're going to be tracking into this weekend. In fact, it's going the other way. As we get into Saturday morning, again, getting back to about 0 degrees for an overnight low. I think we fall below 0 with those actual air temperatures. You factor in that wind, it's going to be feeling like 15 to 25 degrees below 0 as we get into Sunday morning. Again, you've got to cover all of that exposed skin. You want to maybe check on those neighbors as well. Anyone that you know is going to be susceptible to conditions like this. This is what we would consider extreme cold here across mid-Missouri. And as we get into the next 7 days, unfortunately, not a whole lot of relief in sight. We're supposed to be in the low 40s, but it doesn't look like we're going to be anywhere near that here as we get into the next couple of hours, or next couple of days for that matter. As we close out the second week of February, we're going to be tracking some pretty cold temperatures, and unfortunately looking at some of that long-range data, maybe here to stay. Looking at that ABC 17 Storm Track 7-day forecast. Got another shot at some snow, though, as we get into Saturday.